Hi, you're welcome here. So if this is the first time seeing this video, my name is Jude, and I offer AI automation and marketing services to businesses, startups, and agencies as well. And the main reason why I'm making this video is to create trust with you, and also to show you what I do, the tools I use, and how I work, everything behind the scenes basically. So that's what I'm trying to show you here. And right before this, about 15 months ago, I I was focused in marketing. I was very invested into marketing zone until recently. That was about 15 months ago, where I started AI automation, started looking into it, started applying it, walking around, testing a lot of things. And since then, I've been offering AI automation services along with marketing services. So what I'm trying to show you here on this page, this is one of the results. And this basically, I'm running this campaign for myself because occasionally, uh, most often every single month, I run about 4 to 5 niches, which I test run because I have a lot of agencies that work with me, and these are niches that have not been explored, that I've noticed have not been explored. So I work on mortgage broker, and this is the second campaign I'm running, which is for pest control. So I pull together a small amount of leads, which I just run a campaign, try to test run code scripts, and I see what works for this particular niche and see um, how we can reach out to them once we want to run a bigger campaign. So this one, at any point, if there's any agency or any B2B that is going to focus on this, I would have a lot of experience, to put into this and tell them this is what works and this is what we need to focus on. This is the aspect we need to sell more on. So I use instantly. I have to talk about the tools I use basically. I'm using make.com. I'm using make.com here to actually build this lead generation system to get in a lot of leads. This one is for mortgage brokers. This is just one of the systems I use for it. I also use anything, but for this purpose, I use make.com, and I was able to use it to build something that could get in a lot of leads from Google Maps into this database I created on Notion. So I use Notion as well for a lot of things. In this case, I use it for the database. You can see I have a list of leads from contractors, real estate attorneys, the CPAs, real estate brokers, financial advisors, and so on. So I get them here, and you can see these leads include a lot of details. In most cases, I I add the phone number, but in this case, I'm not adding any phone number. So, but we need to understand the fact that we cannot reach out to these people and they take us very serious. How do we now make this better? I enrich these leads mainly using platforms like Instantly or Clay. In this case, I use Clay to actually enrich these leads. So these leads, when I enrich them, I'm able to target the decision makers of these companies or these agencies or this particular niche. I target them, and once I get all the details I need, I run everything, put them onto instantly, and start running this campaign. That's simple as that. So it's not that simple. It takes a lot of steps to work around this. So instantly and Clay, they are quite similar because they can both do. Instantly has super search for enrichment, and while Clay also has enrichment feature. But I focus on Clay because I like the enrichment feature on Clay, and I run most of my campaigns on instantly as well. So when it comes to converting most of these leads, I use for this particular campaign, this mortgage broker, I use um, I use the WhatsApp automation I built here. I use the WhatsApp automation I built here on make.com. I'm using make.com for this because most businesses find this very familiar on like using anything. So there are cases where I use anything, mainly for agency work, I use anything. But when it comes to businesses or business owners that are not so familiar with anything and it gets too difficult for them, I consider consider that and use make.com in this case. So this is the automation I built to, once a lead change the, when it has a change in status, which means these people are interested already, we get their phone number, and the phone number is going to pass through this scenario, which is going to confirm if it's a WhatsApp number. Because before we decide to use this particular process or this particular step, we have to understand the fact that the location we are targeting, in this case is Canada, and based on research and based on what we notice, a lot of people use WhatsApp there. So that means it will be very easy for us to reach out to these mortgage brokers using WhatsApp. And this was the process that I used to get them in. Once I noticed they're interested, from instantly, we are able to pass them through a process, also part of the operating system I actually built on Notion. I'm going to show you that later on. So it's going to get into this particular scenario, and it's going to recognize if it's a WhatsApp account. It's going to get it here and send a notification to our group, me and my team members. So they are going to get it, and it's going to drop a message to that lead immediately. So this process, I gave in a 2-minute gap, so it doesn't feel like it's an AI. So we gave in 2 minutes gap between recognizing that yes, this is an interested lead, to dropping a message to them. Just within 2 minutes, we walk around it. So the other one I used for my pest control campaign was VAPI. I used VAPI to walk around calling them outbound, and once we notice that they are interested, then we are going to place a call with them to get in more of their details, and we also pass that process through WhatsApp as well. So we make use of calls because we notice for that niche this works better in that niche. So this is one of the reasons why I just run campaigns. I just run all these on my own. Aside from working for agencies or working for businesses, I do all this to just test run and know what works. So once it's time to focus on or target space, we can get to work better. So to show you more on some of the process, here, then we bring this in. So here is the operating system used. I mostly build this for agencies that need to manage productivity or manage communication across their team, and to be able to have every single thing detailed in one single place. So this is an operating system I built, and you get to see this better here. So this is an operating system I built. It has a lot of things. I'm working on this currently. This one has project management, resources, marketing, finance, database, and sales system. Let's get to see how this sales system. You can see it has every single detail. Just from one single input, you can have it direct and record every single client you bring in, and every single process, the amount you are making in MRL and ARL as well. So this is basically the process, some of the templates I built using Notion, and I just use this process, to streamline productivity across the team or across an agency, basically. So another thing I also do, which I am adding on this intentionally, is I use X. X is quite a good platform that I use to getting a lot of new information and connect with people that you are able to learn something from them. You're able to work with people, talk to people that know a lot of stuff to teach you as well. So I use X mostly for communication. I can also reach out to X here. This is my account on X. My account on X. And reach out to me here. And lastly, yes. So the final overview across all the tools I talked about now, I was not able to mention some tools, but I did mention instantly, make.com, Notion. I didn't mention iLevel. iLevel is a CRM platform I use, and I recommend to most of my clients, and that is because this CRM basically fits in with it has a lot of features that you are able to walk around and be able to upscale, and basically 5x 5x, 6x your productivity and result as well. So anything, if I mentioned anything, so I have some of it here. So I just wanted to show you around some of the tools I use. And lastly, yes, okay, that's my book. That's my book. So I use this to work around with quite a few agencies for several purposes. This one is for those into the creative aspects, while this is just a community of like-minded people in the AI automation and marketing as well. This is just by the way. This is just by the way. So if you're interested in this, sounds like something that you need to work on as well, you can reach out to me on my website. I have this on my site. Just added this again. So you can book a time with me, set a call, and we just get to kickstart it, ask a lot of questions, get to know more about how this will actually be a good fit for you, and the results you are going to get from this. Basically. So I would love to get across to you and get to know you more. Have a nice day. Let me see. So see ya.